And what I want to really get to is, remember I told you my first 2.5 years in network marketing I was going broke enthusiastically? Well guys, what happened was I had 4 amazing mentors at one time come into my life, and they were my direct upline in this next company. And the success went from a no income earner to the top income earner in the next company. And that transition happened in about a 6-week period of time. I joined a company that was at the timing that this company's at right now is about 18 months old. And in that market, I joined a room that was like this room. I was the only person in the room from that team. I was going to start and be a brand new team. And I became the top income earner in that company. And how I became the top income earner, I wasn't the most talented, but what I was is the most focused. So in other words, what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to give you in a few minutes the shortcuts that I learned of how to do that. I want you to write something down. In the next 4 weeks, I promise you it's not the most talented person that's going to win, it's the most focused. Because you want to know what is the income producing activity that's going to bring you the greatest growth. You already got that from Gavin, you already got that today. I mean, you have already laid it all out. You've told everybody what they need to do. You need to do those things. But if you want to take to the next level, you want to do a shortcut, Malcolm Gladwell said in every company's history, there's always a tipping point. The point at which it just goes next level explosion, when they put tools in place that makes it easier for more people to be more successful, and ideally you want to be there at that point in time. And when Bill Gates said if you could see one day into the future, you can get rich. I promise you I'm going to go as far as we can to share with you what's going to happen at this event. But what I was able to do with a group of friends, and I want to put into context how much success I had in my previous company. My number one claim to fame in the other company that I was with was that one time, see this front row? One time I was able to get enough people to fill the front row. You know how broke I was? I was so broke that I didn't even have enough money to go to the event. I showed up super early. I helped put out all the chairs. I helped set up the room, so they assumed I was part of the team. They'll set that up and then let me in for free. So that is the truth. That is honest to God. That is the honest to God truth. In fact, the day that I got recognized, the first time I got a rank advancement, they did a little rehearsal and they said, Garrett, when you walk up on the stage, you know one thing you need to do? They said, you realize you got such big holes in your shoe, you can see them. And that's what bad things were for me. And I remember, I all remember Woolworths. You remember Woolworth stores? I actually went to a Woolworth store. I couldn't afford a new pair of shoes. That's ridiculous. I actually bought a pair of stick-on soles on the Woolworth shoes. And I didn't, when I was doing this, I didn't realize that what you do is you use a pen to put around the outside of the sole, then you cut it off. Unfortunately, what did I do? I glued the sole on first and then try to cut around the edges. That's how bad I was. I couldn't even follow instructions on how to stick a sole on my shoe. So I've given you a real perspective. And I'm going to talk to you after Sylvia speaks, how did I get people to that event? Because all I focused on was doing the things like Brittany said, learning to do those things. But the next thing I learned how to do was what? What I'm going to share with you next.
Well, I think you should also mention, Garrett, how many people you had at that next event. Going down the front row.
I put in, so it was an event with over 1,000 people at that next event. We had 3/4 of the room were our team. Wow. So we blew everyone, 6 weeks. So what happened was, I said, this is how I did it. So I was, you know what? That company, those people made me feel bad. They used to always call me a set in the loser section. And my mentor was, to everyone that was there, I said to my friends, I said, are you sick and tired of being the people that puts out the chairs, that's the person that sits in the audience, that claps when everyone else gets rank advancements, they get all the checks, we've never been across the stage, are you tired of that? And of course, they're going, if someone says, no, I'm not tired of that. people, but they would go, man, I'm so tired of that. And I said, you know what? I want to turn the tables on this one. I think we can be the ones that can have all that success. And I said, you know how we're going to do it? There's an event that's going to be on in 6 weeks, and we're just going to be laser focused in inviting people to that event. And what we did was we got all the people who had not had previous success before, that were just having incredible challenges. And we showed up in such numbers that in fact, we showed up, we didn't have any rank advancements. I had that many people at the event, and you know how much stage time I got? 0. And never even walked across the stage. And then it all changed at that event. Guys, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen at this event. You're going to see an incredible change. There are some of you right now that are looking at what Brittany did, and you're going, I'm not sure I could do what Brittany and Joseph did. But I promise you, when you listen to when she talks about posting two people a day and then sharing, what we're going to bring out of this convention is going to make it easier for you to do that. How many of you think about the fact that I know you're clapping because you're thinking about how many of you know that if you could get 2 samples a day in someone's hands, you'd be hugely successful? What stops you though? You got to talk to someone, you got to post office, you got to mail it out, you got to do a lot of things. What if we made that so simple and easy, you could just do it like dropping off a log? What if you could do like Brittany said? Imagine this. I want you to think about, like Brittany said, just putting in an hour a day, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at lunchtime, and 20 minutes in the evening, and coming right out of convention. And I'm talking about in the first 4 days out of convention, many of you before the end of that month will rank advance. Yes. Rank advance in just 4 days. Because here's the thing I want you to think about a rank advancement. A rank advancement is a life advancement. And a life advancement gives hope to others. That was our mantra. When we showed up with the biggest numbers at convention with the lowest volume, and then the next month our volume just flat out exploded. Because you're going to raise your life up to the height of your lowest limiting belief. And what you want to have when 2 people get together, it's the person with the strongest belief system wins. And when you look at belief system, it all comes down to this. Is it worth it? You're going to have people walking across stage. I'm going to give you one strategy. Think about this. Walking across stage, we'll teach you every time you see someone walk across stage that makes you think of someone that's not a convention. How many of you know that when you go to convention, you probably have people you reached out to who are not doing the business, who never did the business, who you'd love to talk about the business, correct? You've got loads of those people. What I'm going to teach you to do right in convention is take out your phone, right in convention, as you see someone walk across stage or you hear their story going, hey, Mary, I'm here in Dallas. I heard somebody share something that made me immediately think of you. As soon as we get back, we got to talk. Don't tell them anything else. Now what's going to happen? What did they share? Who was they saying? What's going on? What are you going to talk about? What if you spent your whole convention, as people walking across stage, you start doing that? Guys, you have so many people that want to talk to you. When you talk to them and say, what's up? What if you had access to a tool that could in 90 seconds communicate what you probably couldn't get across in a long period of time, and it piques their interest? When Gavin said, imagine piquing their interest, and all you had to do was send a video. And then they go, hey, I think I'm interested. And then you had a way to then send them out a sample. How many of you know that you could be outrageously successful? You all know you can. Because the question is it worth it? There's no one that's going to stand up here and debate with me and say, it's not worth it to have more money. It's not worth it to have better health. It's not worth it to be happier. It's not worth it to have more choices. But what you do say to me, and the truth is you're right on, but can I do it? Can I really see myself being successful? And you're going to raise your life up to the height of that lowest limiting belief. Because as Gavin said, you know what, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. The truth is, not many people are going to get there very fast. What if you could get there and you knew that you could happen right at convention? How many of you would show up? And I'm going to pass this over. You know what we did? We were such a poor group. We were literally carpooling illegally. When I say carpooling illegally, I mean it was like a clown car. They wanted people that we got out of these cars and we showed up. You know what? We ran a competition. And we wanted to get in the Guinness Book of Records. This is a kid you not. We were going for this. We said, we want to get in the Guinness Book of Records how many people you could get into a hotel room for the night without getting kicked out. We ran this as a fun competition because we had no money. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was bring your own sleeping bag. You know, we'd be asking for extra pillows and we were putting them in the bathtub. We were sending it down for 50 towels. I'm just telling you the truth. I mean, here's the other things we were doing. We were making sandwiches. We had one room and all it was doing was making sandwiches so we could feed people. All we were doing was removing all the excuses as to why you couldn't show up. Because at the end of the day, if you know that you know that you know that it is going to change your life and the people that you show up, you will be unstoppable, because unstoppable means accepting no excuses. I will tell you, with the leadership of Brittany and Joseph, with the leadership of the people that have already trained here, with what you've already created here, you've even seen nothing yet. But what's going to happen is you got to show up in order to go up. And I know that this sounds easy and rhymes, but the fact is the people that are going to have the biggest groups in 2020 are the ones that are going to have the biggest teams at this event. Why don't you give them some of the detail? Woo.
I couldn't be more excited. When you were talking, Garrett, I was just thinking, do you remember those commercials? I think it was Staples hitting the easy button, the big red easy button. The things that the corporate team, with the input of all the leadership, because we can't create things in a vacuum. We're doing this together as a co-creation with the input and pretty much daily, more than daily, conversations, chats, phone calls, Zooms, and we're getting a feel for some of the things that maybe, you know, as you've gone through, because there are a lot of people that have been with this company, you know, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. If there were anything that was like a little speed bump, thinking, gosh, I wish it was just a little easier to do that one thing. Or if there are things that literally you think, if we can only do this, I just know my business could double. Those are the things that we have been working on behind the scenes, that we are working on right now. We're going to be in Dallas Monday, working with the corporate team, and that will be ready for you first, because you're going to convention. There will be convention. There will be things that only you as an attendee at the convention can take advantage of or have first before anybody else. Both. So there'll be things that only you can get and things that only you can get first. We really made it clear as we've had these convention planning meetings together with marketing, together with the corporate team, we want to reward and make it many more times worth your while, the people that are there in Dallas at convention. Why do we want to do that? Because we understand the power of being together, having it launched to you. I mean, have you ever been, you know, something got launched or something happened and everybody was there and you sort of heard about it afterwards, second or third hand, and you sort of got the notes, you never really got a hold of it, and everybody else just, it seemed to like double and triple their businesses, and you just felt a little bit like, I didn't quite get it, I don't know why, you know, why is everybody else having this success, but I'm still kind of stuck here, you know. Here's the thing, and as somebody who was a single mom for 14 years before we met, I really appreciate the value of $1. I mean, there were times when I only had enough money literally to buy a big 10-pound bag of potatoes, the no-name brand margarine, a yellow onion, and chop that up and try to make meals for about a week. I understand that if money is the issue for you, I completely get that.
What I also know is that when you are unstoppable in trying your best, when you do your best, and when you maybe go to the person who you're working together with, you get down on your knees and you figure out a way, I want to make this happen. If you have the desire, I truly believe that you can make this happen. I also believe in the importance of being together in a larger group. How many people here in this room, just so I know, have never been to a convention together with the whole company? Okay, so that's probably most of the room here. The power of being together, and it will be our largest, most historic convention ever that we've ever had, numbers-wise, in terms of launching new things, in terms of adding new tools, in terms of the type of training you're going to receive. I mean, we're going to have trainings from Brittany and Joseph. They're incredible. I mean, we just heard what Brittany's going to be sharing about. It's in the Microsoft side. There will be trainings from, you know, the crowns. There will be trainings from the triple crowns. Wouldn't you like to know what their biggest secret is, how I built it? We're going to talk about that. It's like you get to like open up their head and look in their brain and go, oh, that was the one thing. That's the thing. Wouldn't you like to know that one thing that's been holding you back from having the growth that you would like to have? From somebody who's like you in the field. We're going to do that this time. We're also going to be launching, as Garrett said, a new product, which is just incredible. I mean, you guys, it's amazing. I mean, we're part of all those discussions, and it's incredible what y'all are going to have. It's actually going to make building the business, I don't know, 10 times easier? I don't know. So you want to be there to be able to get it in your hands, bring it home with you, have the best opportunity to have the best specials on it, to be able to hear, for example, why it's so powerful, you know, from the people that are creating it, right? What else? Oh, you talked about it, yeah. New videos, new tools, I mean, new things in the back office. But the easy button is what I'm envisioning, when I know, because I know what you're talking about that we can't share. I mean, when you think about sending a sample and just picture that easy button, you're literally pressing a button. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes. Wow.
What am I missing, Garrett?
So, I want to share something that, if you give me a minute, I can get the point across. Because sometimes we think, let me just wait for the notes. Let me just wait for the replay. Let me just wait for the product to come out. Let me just wait for the tools. And I want to share with you how much you're disadvantaged that happens. And I want to make it really clear. I am trying to convince you to go. So I want you, I'm not trying to say no. I am trying to, because I know it'll serve you. I know when I meet you on Sunday morning, we will be there all Sunday afternoon. I want you coming up to me and saying, you know what, I'm super disappointed. I'm super disappointed that I didn't bring more people with me. Because that's what I want you to say. I want you looking at me going, oh my gosh, if I'd only believed you. And here's what I want to share with you. Just going to give you an idea. I'm going to paint a picture for you. We'll finish at 12 noon on Sunday. We'll be doing videotaping testimonials. It'll be the best convention ever. And there's going to be two types of people. The person that's there and saying, oh my gosh, I did everything I could to get other people there. And you're just going to go, gee, I'm so glad I did that. And you're going to shake my hand, we'll hug it out, we'll have a good time, because you will be out of your mind with excitement. But there'll be other people that'll say, gosh, I wish I hadn't. And I'm going to share with you the difference in terms of also not being there. So this is what not being there is like. Does everybody know what faith is? Faith is belief without evidence. Faith is belief without evidence. So does anybody remember, so I'm going to give a biblical reference. If you're not about the Bible, guys, I'm not trying to preach with anyone. You know, I just wanted to give this example because it always stuck in my mind. Does anyone ever remember the story of Doubting Thomas? So what was doubting Thomas is what most of us are. If you were given the opportunity to put your hands in the wounds and know what actually happened, the truth is, all of us, if we're really truthful, would prefer to be able to do that, true or not? I mean, that just is the truth of most of us. We want to have evidence. We're just human. And remember what I said, when two people come together, it's not the most articulate, it's not the best looking, it's not the best prepared, it's the person with the strongest belief, Casey, moves the other person, true or not true? It just is true. You know people that are convicted and you know that are not. And what if you could have the experience and actually be there? Because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to paint you in 2 minutes. First of all, you're going to see testimonies. We're going to make sure that every person in the room that's rank advanced is efficiently, respectfully, beautifully, and impactfully going across stage. So you not only see yourself walking across stage, you're seeing people walking across stage that makes you think of other people, and you're going to be sending texts out of friends all the time. Oh my gosh, I saw this, I saw that. I'm in Dallas, it made me immediately think of you. And you're going to have your pipeline so filled up with people. As soon as they say, I've got something I want to talk with you about, you just can talk with them, and then you've got something you can send to them, and then you can also get to them the new product, get a sample to them. But here's what I want to share with you. Also, what's going to happen is you're going to know that you know. So there's a difference. Imagine sitting down. Most people are not good at wine. Most people don't know much about wine, true or not true. Most people go, hey, I drank too much last night. Oh, that's an expensive bottle of wine. I don't know if that's a good bottle of wine. Ever watch people at the restaurant? No, you choose. No, you choose. Do I go by how much expensive they are? Well, let's say you sit down. And you sit down and an expert tells you this is a good glass of wine. You'll probably go, this is a pretty good glass of wine. You'll be pretty good at talking about it. Now put you in a different situation where you sit down and an expert tells you about the wine, but you're in the room with 1,000 or 1,500 other people who all sit down and drink that glass of wine. And every one of them says, this is the best wine I've ever drank. And you're going out to the restroom, people are talking to one another, oh my gosh, that wine was fantastic. You're going out having meals with people, they're drinking the wine with every single meal. Do you know that that wine's good? You're absolutely sure. Because you've experienced it over the course of a weekend with 1,500 people and all these other experts. How good would you be at sharing that wine? Unbelievable. How much better are you than the one person who's at home waiting on their own, who maybe waits for the wine to be shipped to their home, sits down in their home with their wife or husband, they drink it and go, it's pretty good, but I'm not sure how good it is. When you know how good it is, when you know that you know that you know how good it is, it's not about a script. Correct? I can see it's in your mind because you're going, I get this now. It's not about any of that. Because faith is belief without evidence. Who has to work hardest? The person that waited for the note is going to have to work way harder to build a business than the person who put the effort in to be at the convention. That's where they applied their effort, and they will be brilliant at building the business, not because they're any different, but they have a stronger, rock-solid belief system. That's why you need to not only be there, get your people there. You need to talk to Brittany. You've got promotions you're doing, correct? You're going, no person left behind, correct? They're running sleeping bag, they're running, hey, if you've got a sleeping bag, show up. You know, there are people looking for air miles, they're carpooling, you know, they're getting help. Judy was buying up the rest of the hotel rooms, true or not true? Go to Judy and Mark. They were buying up the rest of the hotel rooms in the event hotel. Do whatever it takes to get with the leadership to get yourself there because it'll pay for you.